gardener, and today I'm in my garden trimming up and training my vining plants to come up and over my trellises. That's in another video I'm posting below. But for now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure that my squash over here is good and that I don't have any pickle worms going in them right now or any kind of insects. And then I'm going to go ahead and take a mesh bag. And I'm going to put the mesh bag over it like this and squeeze it. I'm going to wrap it one time around like that. And then I'm going to go ahead and tie it like a shoelace. Okay, so what I did, this is in here, so the squash has enough room to grow. These are large bags. And there's not going to be any kind of worm to get inside of it. Now, I already had this year a couple pickle worms get into some. I had to cut them off. So this is why I'm doing this. It's either do this or spray like twice a week, because you can see the flies around, and those flies are laying the egg. So what I'm doing is I'm wiping them with my hand too, just in case there is any eggs on there. Okay, that one's done. Hopefully that won't get any. Now if you look over here, I have one that I did a while ago, and on the other side I have one I did. So what I'm doing now is I'm going around and I'm looking for some nice fruit like this. I'm wiping them with my hand. Make sure there's no little ooze coming out from a pickle worm. Now I could put one of these small nets on, but I know that this is going to grow large. So I have a large net for these. These are for like the Kajari melons. So once again, I'm going to take this. I'm going to, after I wipe it, to make sure there's nothing on there. Okay, there it is. Now this is going to grow large. Now this is going to hang. When it gets larger, it's going to pull down on this vine and it could break it. But I have a mesh bag I'm going to put over it. It won't stop the insects, but it'll keep the weight off. And then I'll tie it onto the trellis, so that will hold this up. That's for a different video when these get large enough. Okay, so I'm going to walk around and see if there's any more on here I could do. And then we're going over to some other squash and some other melons, and we're gonna tackle that. Okay, so I found a few more up on top. A bird's starting to make a bird's nest right there. But I also found another large one right over here. And this one's gonna be hard to do because it's on that, but I'm gonna put a bag on that. I'd be curious to see how that pulls that way. Here, actually I moved it. That should do it. And then I got other small ones coming in. But before I do it, I like them to be at least that big, this big, maybe that big right up there. So let me go ahead and do a few more of these, and then we'll go down to the other area. Okay, so I'm over here at a melon patch, and I already have a few of them with the mesh on it. But I'm just going to look to see. I got two right here that are growing nicely in the mesh. One right there. One there. One there. One there. Okay, I got some more. I got more growing, but they're too small. There's lots of them. But you can kind of see these are in the mesh bags. Okay, now last year, these got a lot of worms in them, so I'm really being thorough. And this is a Ginger's Pride melon. They get to the size of a football, but they had a lot of worms last year, so hopefully this mesh is going to take care of my problem. Okay, so let me look around and I'll place a bag next to what I'm going to do and I'm going to show you. Okay, so this squash plant was coming into here, so I moved it that way. I wanted to grow that way and not overtake this. Now this is long yard cucumber. They get to be about 2.5 feet, 3 feet long, 2.5 foot, really big. So I have some different size ones over here right now. You can kind of see. You can kind of see they're big. Now these also got some worms in them, but the bags that I have won't fit these. So I got some material. This is Frugal material. So I'm going to go ahead. Well, first off, right here, this one's good enough to eat. So I'm going to harvest this. But these here get to be like that long, and they get really round. But you can eat them at any stage. They're a cucumber, but they're like a melon too. They're really good. So I want this one to grow, but it's too big for any of the bags they sell. So I'm going to take some of this material . Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this material, stretch it out, and give it a cut. Okay, so now I got a piece of material. I want it to be long ways like this because this is going to grow really long. Now I'm going to put this under it right here, and I'm going to wrap it. Now I got a piece of string. And I'm going to give it a tie. Now I put a slip knot like a shoelace bow tie so I could undo it. Okay, there's a couple more right over here. Okay, so you get the point. I got to do a few of those. They grow a lot, but I'm going to put the mesh around it, and hopefully that will stop a fly from landing on it, laying an egg, and then it won't bore through it. They're not a bag, but I just wrapped it. It's not foolproof, but it should help. I mean, a fly got plenty of other places to go lay an egg, but hopefully they're not going to mess with that one or the other one that I do. They could have one or two, but don't touch the ones that I wrapped. So let's go on and do a few other things. As soon as I finish this, we'll go do a couple other plants. Okay, so this is that big one I was talking about. I put it in a bag, but it started like pushing out the ends. It was too big, so I removed the bag. So I'm just going to go ahead and put a piece of this under it and wrap it. Okay, so I got it wrapped around. I'm going to let the weight of the plant hold it down. And right over here, right about here, I'm going to go ahead and tie this up. I'm going to loop it twice. Tie a bow tie in it. And then I'm going to take this and come back down around the other way. Or I'll go under it. And then I'll come back up and wrap it like that. And put it under. So it's got room to grow more this way, and it's got room to go fatter, and hopefully that will keep any squash bugs from getting in there. Now I have other ones growing, and I'm going to go ahead and do the same for those, but not right now. Right now I'm going to go check out some of my other plants and save one or two of them before something happens. So let's go check them out. Okay, so over here I have a Dialectica squash, and it's already bagged. I have a few more coming in, but they have buds on them, blossoms, so I'm not going to touch them. Let's move on. Okay, so over here I got a bud of Regalia, and here's a squash right over here, but it's got a blossom on it. Okay, I don't want to do anything until the blossom's coming off. Then I got Seminole pumpkins coming in, and I got watermelons coming in, but those don't need to be done. These are crimson sweet, they don't need to be done. Then I have golden gold, they don't need to be done. And here's another squash, but none ready yet. Okay, so let me go down around and look for something else. So hey, anyway, this is Sam, the Frugal Hugel Gardener, and I hope you enjoy the video. Talk to you later.